tamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudirayet nashta prayesha bhadresho nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 9, Text number 18. Esha vai Bhagavan Sakshat. Esha vai Bhagavan Sakshat. Adyaha Nārāyaṇah Puman. Adyo Nārāyaṇah Puman. Mohayan Mayaya Lokam. Mohayan Mayaya Lokam. Gudaha Charati Vṛṣṇishu. Gudas Charati Vṛṣṇishu. Esha vai Bhagavan Sakshat. Adyo Nārāyaṇah Puman. Mohayan Mayaya Lokam. Gudas Charati Vṛṣṇishu. Esha vai Bhagavan Sakshat. Adyo Nārāyaṇah Puman. Mohayan Mayaya Lokam. Gudas Charati Vṛṣṇishu.
Esha vai Bhagavan Sakshat. Esha vai Bhagavan Sakshat. Adyo Nārāyaṇah Puman. Adyo Nārāyaṇah Puman. Mohayan Maya Lokam. Mohayan Maya Lokam. Gudas Charati Vṛṣṇishu. Gudas Charati Vṛṣṇishu. Bhagavan Sakshat. Esha vai Bhagavan Sakshat. Adyo Nārāyaṇah Puman. Adyo Nārāyaṇah Puman. Mohayan Maya Lokam. Mohayan Maya Lokam.
Eshaha, this, why, positively, Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead, Sakshat, original, Adyaha, the first, Nārāyaṇah, the Supreme Lord who lies down on the water, Puman, the Supreme Enjoyer, Mohayan, bewildering, Mayaya, by his self-created energy, Lokam, the planets, Gudaha, who is inconceivable, Charati, moves, Vṛṣṇishu, among the Vṛṣṇi family. Translation and purport by Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada. This Śrī Kṛṣṇa is no other than the inconceivable original personality of Godhead. He is the first Nārāyaṇa, the supreme enjoyer, but he is moving amongst the descendants of King Vṛṣṇi just like one of us, and he is bewildering us with his self-created energy. Please repeat the translation. This Śrī Kṛṣṇa is no other than the inconceivable original personality of Godhead. He is the first Nārāyaṇa, the supreme enjoyer, but he is moving amongst the descendants of King Vṛṣṇi just like one of us, and he is bewildering us with his self-created energy. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The Vedic system of acquiring knowledge is a deductive process. The Vedic knowledge is received perfectly by disciplic succession from authorities. Such knowledge is never dogmatic, as ill-conceived by less intelligent persons. The mother is the authority to verify the identity of the father. She is the authority for such confidential knowledge. Therefore, authority is not dogmatic. In the Bhagavad Gita, this truth is confirmed in the 4th chapter, 2nd verse. And the perfect system of learning is to receive it from authority. The very same system is accepted universally as truth, but only the false arguer speaks against it. For example, modern spacecrafts fly in the sky, and when scientists said that they have to travel to the other side of the moon, men believe these stories blindly because they have accepted the modern scientists as authorities. The authorities speak and the people in general believe them. But in the case of Vedic truths, they have been taught not to believe. Even if they accept them, they give a different interpretation. Each and every man wants a direct perception of Vedic knowledge. but foolishly they denied. This means that the misguided men can believe one authority, the scientists, but will reject the authority of the Vedas. The result is that people have degenerated. Here is an authority speaking about Śrī Kṛṣṇa as the original personality of Godhead and the first Nārāyaṇa. Even such an impersonalist as Adi Shankara has said in the beginning of his commentation on the Bhagavad Gita that Nārāyaṇa, the supreme personality of Godhead, is beyond the material creation. The universe is one of the material creations, but Nārāyaṇa is transcendental to such material paraphernalia. Bhishma Deva is one of the 12 Mahajanas who know the principles of transcendental knowledge. His confirmation of Śrī Kṛṣṇa as being the original personality of Godhead is also corroborated by the impersonalist Shankara. All other acharyas have also confirmed this attempt. Thus, there is no chance of not accepting Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa as the original personality of Godhead. Bhishma Deva says that he is the first Nārāyaṇa. This is also confirmed by Brahmaji in the Bhagavatam. Krishna is the first Nārāyaṇa. In the spiritual world, Vaikuntha, there are unlimited numbers of Nārayaṇas who are all the same personality of Godhead and are considered to be the plenary expansions of the original personality of Godhead, Śrī Kṛṣṇa. The first form of Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa first expands himself, such as the forms of Baladeva, and Baladeva expands in so many other forms such as Sankarshana, Pradyumna, Niruddha, Vasudeva, Nārāyaṇa, Purusha, Rama, and Narasimha. All these expansions are one and the same Vishnu Tattva, and Śrī Kṛṣṇa is the original source of all the plenary expansions. He is therefore the direct personality of Godhead. He is the creator of the material world, and he is the predominating deity known as Nārāyaṇa in all the Vaikuntha planets. Therefore, his movements among human beings are another sort of bewilderment. The Lord therefore says in the Bhagavad Gita that foolish persons consider him to be one of the human beings without knowing the original intricacies of his movements. The bewilderment regarding Śrī Kṛṣṇa is due to the inaction of his twofold internal and external energies upon the third one, called marginal energy. The living entities are expansions of his marginal energy, and thus they are sometimes bewildered by the internal energy and sometimes by the external energy. By internal energetic bewilderment, Śrī Kṛṣṇa expands himself into unlimited numbers of Nārayaṇas and exchanges or accepts transcendental loving service from the living entities in the transcendental world. And by his external energetic expansions, he incarnates himself in the material world amongst the men, animals, or demigods to re-establish his forgotten relationship with the living entities in a different species of life. Great authorities like Bhishma, however, escape his bewilderment by the mercy of the Lord. Thus ends the Bhakti-Vedanta purport. Om Ajnanatimira Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuram Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti-Vedanta Swamin Nityanamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravane Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So Bhishma Deva, while explaining about all the activities what had happened in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, justifying the reason. The last few verses he was saying Kala was the cause, and Kala was expansion of Lord Krishna, he mentioned. And he said nobody can understand the mood of Lord Krishna. Nobody can guess what is happening in the mind of Lord Krishna. So here, in the next few verses he explains about he clarifies or glorifies the position of Krishna as the supreme personality of God, starting from this verse. So people might question, but how can we say that it is all dependent upon Lord and that no one knows his plans, which was as per the last two verses? So when he is in front of all the Pandavas and Vrishnis and everybody, can't we know him because he is there in front of us? So in that reason wise, Bhishma Deva is justifying Krishna by saying, Eshavai Bhagavan Sakshat. The personality whom we are seeing, he is the supreme personality, original personality, Sakshat, that supreme person. Adyo Nārāyaṇa Puman. He is that original Nārāyaṇa. And Puman means he is mentioned as the supreme enjoyer. He is that original Nārāyaṇa, he is the original enjoyer. Mohayan Maya Lokam. By bewildering people in this world by his energies, Mohayan Maya, Godas Charati Vrishnishu. He is moving around the Vṛṣṇi family in a confidential way. Even though everybody are perceiving him, they are not able to understand the capacity of Lord Śrī Kṛṣṇa. He is moving one among us like a human being. By his bewildering potency, we are thinking he is one among us, but he is that original personality. So Bhishma Deva is saying, this Śrī Kṛṣṇa is none other than the inconceivable, original personality of Godhead. Esha vai Bhagavan Saksha. He is the first Nārāyaṇa, Adyo Nārāyaṇah, and the supreme enjoyer, Puman. By bewildering us with his self-created energy, Mohayan Mayaya, he is moving amongst the descendants of Vṛṣṇi, just like one of us. Lokam Godas Charati Vishnishu. In a confidential way, inconceivable way, he is moving among us. So, in this verse, 4 aspects of Krishna's inconceivability are mentioned. The first one was Sakshat Bhagavan. He is the original personality of Godhead. The second was Adyo Nārāyaṇah. He is the first Nārāyaṇa. The third one was Puman. He is the supreme enjoyer. The fourth one was Mohayan Mayaya. He bewilders everyone by his internal potency. 2 potencies are there, internal potency and external potency. For devotees, he bewilders by internal potency. For non-devotees, he bewilders by his external potency. So, in the purport, Prabhupada is explaining about all these individual elements. First, he talks about Lord Krishna is the Sakshat Bhagavan. So, Prabhupada says the way of understanding the Vedic knowledge is by deductive process. There is something called Aroha Panta, Avaroha Panta. Aroha Panta means you start guessing about the situation and you try to come to the conclusion. It is your imagination of the knowledge. You try to guess the knowledge. And it is not that always you will come to the proper conclusion because you are speculating about the subject. Aroha Panta means it is ascending process which is not perfect. The other one is Avaroha Panta, which is deductive knowledge which is coming from the parampara. Which Krishna himself said, Evam parampara praptam imam rajrisho viduhu. The knowledge about me, or I spoke this Bhagavad Gita knowledge which is coming in the parampara system. So that the originality is always maintained. So Vedic knowledge also has to be understood in the parampara system. So arguments, such knowledge is dogmatic, is refuted as follows. Many people say, this is all imaginary, this is all dogmatic, this is all limitation. So Prabhupada is saying such knowledge is never dogmatic as conceived by less intelligent persons. So mother is an authority to reveal the identity of the father. So similarly, acharyas are the authority to reveal the knowledge about the Vedic perspective. So the same system of authority is accepted universally. Common man people hear and believe in scientists about moon landing. So misguided people are led by degradation. They believe in one authority, they are scientists, but they reject the authority of the Vedas. Because unfortunate situation. Because we have been said, whatever we see by our eyes, that is the reality. But many things are imagination only. We have never seen the original personality with science. In physics, one problem, whenever I was studying, physics versus chemistry. Physics always was assumptions. That loss is, you assume a principle and start working in that. But chemistry means, you mix this chemical, you know the output. Chemistry looks more appropriate, but physics looks more theoretical. It's not mostly practical. So here, the scientists, what they are trying to communicate, they look more theoretical, but practical, they are not more realistic. But Vedic knowledge is practical. So the next point was, Prabhupada was addressing Lord as Adyo Nārāyaṇa. He is that original Nārāyaṇa, because there are many Vaikuntha lokas in the spiritual world, and each Vaikuntha is headed by one specific Nārāyaṇa. Like devotees have different moods, they would like to connect with that different personality of Godhead, like Rama, Narasimha, Varaha, different personalities. So those who are addicted to that particular personality, they go to that specific Vaikuntha where that personality is in charge of that Vaikuntha. That we understand in 3rd canto Bhagavatam, where Devahuti, because she was very much connected with Kapila, it is said that she went to the Vaikuntha where Kapila is the leading personality in that Vaikuntha. She went to Kapila Vaikuntha. So different modes, different personalities, they go to that specific Vaikuntha. But for all these personalities, Lord Krishna is the source. So Chaitanya Charitamrita, this is elaborated how the incarnations come into this material world. The original personality Krishna, he expands himself into Balarama. From Balarama comes Chaturvyuha. From Chaturvyuha comes Nārāyaṇa. From Nārāyaṇa comes one more Chaturvyuha. From again that Chaturvyuha comes that Maha Vishnu, then Garbhodakshay Vishnu, then Kshirodakshay Vishnu. So in that way, systematic way, how the incarnations evolve in this material world has been elaborated. For all these incarnations, the original Purusha is Lord Krishna. And there is a quotation from 10th canto of Lord Brahma himself. He is saying, Nārāyaṇa, Krishna is considered as Adhyo Nārāyaṇa. You are that original Nārāyaṇa. That we will understand little later. Then, Lord's bewildering energies. Mohayan eva mayaya. Even though Lord Krishna is moving among human society, he is bewildering us by his self-created energy. How many people could understand that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead when Krishna was personally present there? Few Pandavas, Vidura, Bhishma, very few people, you can count on fingers. When Krishna's own associates, they were thinking he is one amongst us. The Vṛṣṇis, the Bhojas, they could not understand Krishna's position. Very few people could come to that conclusion. So that is because Krishna had expanded his Maya. Or else what happens, many times when this relation is aware that Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, the devotee and the Lord, that activities will become slackened. For example, we see in Bhagavad Gita, when Krishna showed the universal form, Arjuna, who was in the friendship mode, suddenly he changes his relationship. He says, my dear Lord, please forgive me. I have called you Yadava, Madhava. Sometimes I had disrespected you, not knowing your position. So he starts becoming fearful. He starts begging forgiveness from Krishna. The friendship mode came to the point of servant mode. The relation between the Lord and the devotee becomes hampered. So that's why Lord sometimes, he does not want the devotees to experience that disturbance in their relationship. So he expands his internal potency. So in the internal potency, people are not able to conceive the originality of the Lord. That is understanding it. For external people, Lord covers by his Maya. Like Duryodhana, when he was shown universal form, Krishna, he could not understand Krishna's form. He said, you are a magician, he says. He could not understand the Lord's capacity. He thinks magicians will bewilder us, you are also one among them. So foolish people are carried away by external energy. Then how could Bhishma, he could understand the position of the Lord? So great authorities like Bhishma escape his bewilderment by the mercy of the Lord. Because Lord reveals himself to his devotees. So because Bhishma is one of the authority, so Bhishma was aware of the Lord's capacity so that he can preach about the glories of the Lord to all the people. So the next generation, he was able to present the authoritative position of Lord Krishna. So quoting from that verse from 10th canto where Brahma was praying to Lord Krishna, when that Brahma Vimohan Leela happened, so Brahma could experience, Krishna expanded himself into boys, calves, exactly. So when Brahma came back, he saw that all the cowherd boys and calves which were stolen by him were the same around, again they are playing with the Lord. So Brahma, when he saw, Brahma could understand all that personalities instantly transformed themselves into Nārāyaṇa forms. And they all got merged into the body of Lord Krishna. So at that particular point, he could understand he was playing around with the Lord and he had committed an offense by trying to test Lord Krishna. So he comes back and he pays obeisances and he requests forgiveness from Lord Krishna. So in that perspective, he offers various prayers to the Lord. In one of the prayers, he says, Nārāyaṇa swam nahi sarva dehinam. Are you not that Nārāyaṇa who is there in all living entities, sarva dehinam? Atmasi adhisha akila loka sakshi. And you are Atmasi, you are that original personality who has expanded into all these living entities. And Adishaha, you are the controller, Adishaha. Akila loka sakshi, you are that super soul who are the witness for all the activities of all living entities. Nārāyaṇa Sangam Narabu Jalayanat. And all the Nārayaṇas are expansions of your body, Nārāyaṇo Angam. They are all your potencies, Nārayaṇas. And you are Narabu Jalayanat. You are that person from whose body that water has come, so Jala Ayanat, and you are sleeping in that water. Garbhodakshay Vishnu, that Nārāyaṇa or Maha Vishnu who is sleeping in that water is you. Tatchapi Satyam na Taivaiva Maya. And you are that personality who are transcendental. Tat Satyam. You are that person who is transcendental and you are that person who are absolute. Tat Satyam na Tavaiva Maya. And all are not creations of Maya, and you are not creation of Maya. Lord is not a creation of Maya, you are the original truth. You are that Satyam. So Brahma himself is justifying. So in that purport, Sridhar Swamy, he gives 4 meanings to what is the word meaning Nārāyaṇa means. The first meaning, he says, you are Nārāyaṇa himself because you are the supreme shelter of all embodied souls. You are Nārāyaṇa because all propensities of the living entities emanate from you. Whatever qualities we see, they are all emanated from the Lord. The third one was, you are supreme Nārāyaṇa because you know all living entities. Then fourth one, you are renowned as Nārāyaṇa because you are the supreme shelter of the water that emanates from Nara. And the fifth one, in the Smritis it stated, all truths born from Nara are known as Nārayaṇ by the learned scholars. Since the Supreme Lord is the shelter of all these Nārayaṇ, learned scholars glorify him as Nārāyaṇa. Because all learned scholars take shelter of Nara, so that's why you are called as Nārāyaṇa. Ayana means shelter. So in that way, 5 different meanings have been given for the word Nārāyaṇa. Jai Shri Shri Radha Govinda ki. So similarly, Kunti Maharani, in the starting of her prayer, the first verse, she glorifies position of Lord Krishna. See, context wise you see, Kunti Maharani was there, all the Pandavas were there, Krishna was there, Krishna was about to depart to Dwaraka. At that particular moment, Uttara was running forward towards Krishna and she came and she expressed the situation that a Brahmastra was coming to kill the only embryo which is the descendant of Kuru family. So at that particular point, she offered prayers and Krishna had protected the embryo in the womb by expanding himself into the womb. So how it is possible? Physically Krishna was present there and Krishna expanded into the womb also and he gave the shield by which that Brahmastra could not burn the embryo of Kuru dynasty. So everybody witnessed this action that the embryo was also protected in the womb and Krishna was physically present externally also. In that mode, Kunti Maharani was offering her prayers by saying, Namasya Purusham Tva Adyam. Namasya, I offer my respectful obeisances unto the Purusha, the original personality. Tu Adyam, you are the original. That supreme personality and you are the Adyam, you are the original personality. Ishwaram Prakrite Param, you are that Ishwara, the supreme controller. Prakrite Param, you are the transcendental personality to this material world. Prakrite Param. Alaksham Sarva Bhutanam. Even though you are among all living entities, you are alakshaha, not to be seen, not to be understood. Antar bahir avasthitam, although you are situated internally and externally, it is very difficult for us to understand your capacity. So here, we can see Kunti Maharani, she is elder in personality, but she starts her prayer by offering respects to Krishna. Namaste, I offer my respects unto you. So she clarifies her position by understanding about Krishna as a supreme Lord and different from ordinary living entities. Materially, a superior will never offer respects to a junior. Juniors are supposed to offer respects to senior. But here she is saying, I offer my respects to you because you are the supreme personality. You are not like a common man like me. That's why I am offering my respect. See, she is clarified in her understanding of Krishna's position. Then, what is she saying? You are the original personality, Purusham Tva Adhyam. You are that Adya Purushaha, original personality. And you are unaffected by material nature. Prakritaye Param. What is the difference between Lord and the living entity? Living entities are also transcendental by nature, but they can get carried away by Maya. External energy can dominate them. There is every opportunity that they can get covered by Maya's influence. They are not transcended the Maya. They are under the control of Prakriti. The second one was the supreme controller. He is known as Ishvara Param. So others can all be small Ishvara, but the Lord is the Supreme Ishvara, Parameshvara. We are only minute Ishvara, but the Lord is the Parameshvara. And you are existing both within and without of everything, Antarbahir Avasthitam. Because Lord is there externally as a Supreme Lord, and internally He was there as Paramatma. So in that way, your capacity is unlimited. You are inconceivable. We cannot estimate how you are there simultaneously inside and outside. And Alakshyam, you are invisible to all. You are there. You are those standing in front of us. People cannot perceive you. Alakshyam. So in that way, Kunti Maharani also justified Krishna's position. Then similarly, when Krishna was invited for that Kamsa's arena, where the wrestling match was about to happen, the Yajna was about to happen, Kamsa had played a trick to invite Krishna and Balarama because he got to know through Narada that they were original sons of Vasudeva. Vasudeva had cheated him because Vasudeva made a promise that he will deliver all the sons to Kamsa. But seventh son and eighth son, they were originally Vasudeva's son, but they have been sheltered by a foster parents, Nanda and Yashoda. So when Kamsa got to know that Vasudeva had cheated him, he immediately jailed them, Vasudeva and Devaki, for cheating him. And he wanted somehow to take revenge. He wanted to kill the eighth son. So he had played a plan by which he sent Akrura to bring Krishna and Balarama for a visit to Mathura, that there is a program, there is a event, so that when they come here, he wanted to kill them in various ways. So in that context wise, when Krishna and Balarama entered that arena, the different people saw, but what was their mood when they saw Krishna and Balarama? What is their experience? Mallanam Ashanair, when Mallas means the wrestlers. Who are that wrestlers? Mushtika, Charuna, Charana. There are many wrestlers were there. When they saw Krishna, they saw Mallanam Asaner, means they saw Krishna as lightning bolt, thunderbolt. They saw Krishna as thunderbolt. Then Lunam Naravaraha. People in general, the men of Mathura saw the best of the males, Krishna and Balarama, Naravaraha. Then Strinam Smaro Murtiman. The women saw Krishna as a Cupid personified. Personification of beauty, Cupid. Then Gopanam Swajanaha. The Gopa saw he is one among us. Array, one more cowhead boy. Asatam Kshitibujam. Shashta. Asatam Kshitibujam Shashta. The impious rulers as a chastiser. The other kings who are not pious people, they saw them as their chastiser. Then Swapitaro Shishuhu. His own parents saw them, array, my own children. Then Mrutyor Bhojapatehe. Bhojapate, Kamsa saw him as my death personified. Then Virad Avidusham. Then the learned scholars who are impersonalists, they saw them as the universal form personification. Virat Rupa. Then Tattvam Param Yoginam. All the yogis saw Krishna as that Param Tattva whom they are meditating upon. That Paramatma. Then Vrishtinam Paradevata iti. Then all the Vrishtis saw that Krishna as the supreme worshipable deity. So, iti vidito rangam gataha sa agrajataha. So, in that way, Lord Krishna and Balarama sa agrajataha into the rangam, the arena where the event was happening, they had descended in that way, where people were assuming about Krishna's position in different ways. So, why is this discrimination? Everybody are saying same Krishna and Balarama. But why different people are having different experience of Krishna's position? So, according to their purity, their understanding is reciprocated. Ye athamam prapadyante. To their sincerity, Lord reveals them that much. So, similarly, when the women of Mathura, when they saw Krishna and Balarama while they were walking on the road, so their experience of Krishna's position, it is said, Punya bata vrajabhuvo yad ayam dhrulinga gudaha Purana Purusho Vanachitra Malyaha Gapalayan Sahabalaha Kvanayamsha Venum Vikrida Yanchati Giritra Ramarchitangrihi. They are saying Punya Bata. How wonderful is that Vrindavana? Punyaha. It is most pious. Vrajabhuvaha, the land of Vrindavana. Why? Because yet I am that Supreme Personality Krishna, Nrulinga Gudaha, who is acting confidentially like a human being. Purana Purusha, that person who is the oldest personality, Purana Purusha, Vanachitra Malyaha, who is roaming in that Vana with a garland made of the forest flowers. Vanamali, Krishna's name is Vanamali, who is always decorated by a garland of forest flowers. Vanachitra Malyaha. And Ga Palayan, what is he roaming around in the forest? What is he doing? Ga Palayan, he is tending the cows. Is he going alone? Saha Balaha, he is going along with Balarama. He is not going alone. He is having Balarama, he is having the cows, he is having the cowherd boys. Kvanayam Shavenu, what is he doing while he is taking the cows? He is playing with his flute. Kvanayam Shavenum. Then Vikridi Anchati, was he going simply just with the cows? No, he is performing various pastimes while going in the pasturing grounds by killing various demons. It's not that simply he went with the cows and came back with the cows. Every day he was going there, he was playing games, he was killing demons. Vikridayanti. And Giritra Rama Architangrihi, whose lotus feet are worshipped by Lord Shiva and the Lakshmi Devi, the goddess of fortune. That personality is roaming around in Vrindavana with his bare feet. So, this is the understanding of the gopis. See how devotees evolved. The women of Mathura, when they evolved in their consciousness, their perception of Vrindavana and their perception of Lord Krishna. And further, in the next verse it says, Gopyas tapakyam acharan yad amushya rupam lavanya saram asama urdavam ananya siddham dudbhi pibanti anusava abhinavam durapam ekanta dama yashasha shriya aishwaryasha. In this verse, the women of Mathura, they glorify 6 aspects of Krishna's beauty. They say, what austerities, Gopyas tapakyam acharan, what austerities did gopis perform? By which Drubbi pibanti yad amushya rupam, with their eyes, they always drink the nectar of Lord Krishna's beautiful form. With their eyes, they are drinking the form of Lord Krishna, first one. Then Lavanya Saram, the beauty of Lord Krishna is the essence of loveliness, Lavanya Saram. Then it is Astama Urdavam, it is not equal, nobody can equal to it or nobody can be superior than that. That is the highest form of beauty. Then that form, Ekanta Dama Yashasha Shriya Aishwaryascha, that form is the only abode of beauty, fame and opulence. Shriya, Aishwarya, Yashashaha, that form. Then he is Ananya Siddham, he is self-perfect. And he is Anusava Abhinavam, he is ever fresh. And Durapam, he is extremely rare. So in this way, Krishna's beauty has been enumerated in various perspectives. Now if you understand what are the 6 aspects, it says Lavanya Saram. That form of the Lord is the essence of all loveliness. Lavanya Saram, essence of all loveliness. Because Krishna's moon-like face is a drinking vessel for eyes, which hanker after that all that beautiful. Pana Patram Mukam Drusham. So, people drink by their eyes the beauty of the Lord. Next, he is Asma Urdavam. He is unequaled or unsurpassed. Even the Nārāyaṇa expansions in Vaikuntha want to have darshan of Lord Krishna. We know that last pastime where Maha Vishnu was stealing away the babies so that Krishna will come to Vaikuntha and Maha Vishnu can have darshan of Nārāyaṇa. So even that beauty which can never be surpassed, even Nārayaṇas want to have that darshan of that beauty of Lord Krishna. So he is Asama Urdhava. Then Ananya Siddham, did he perform any austerity to attain that beauty? So that is, he is self-perfect man. He need not do any austerity to attain his form. That is why it is called as Ananya Siddham. Then Drubbi Pibanti Anusava Abhinavam. And he is ever fresh. So for us also we will have beauty, but temporarily. Few years will not be beautiful till the old age. But Lord is ever beautiful. From time immemorial, he has been ever beautiful, ever fresh. Then Durapam, it is very difficult for others to obtain. But for Krishna, it is not that it is easily. For him, it is very natural. For us, it is very difficult to obtain. Krishna's beauty is not accessible by any standard of religious paths. Whatever tapasya we do, we cannot become Krishna. But he is attained only by pure devotion. So, bhakti is durapam, very rare to obtain. Not that everybody and anybody can attain Krishna. It is durapaha. Then, ekanta dhamma yashasa shriya aishwaryasya. That loveliness is the only abode of beauty, fame and opulence. So, that is the highest quality of Krishna's beauty. So, sometimes we also experience in the material world some frustrating situations. So, whenever we sit in front of system, and especially when you want to search something, you type half, what will Google do? It will start suggesting something else. A frustrated husband is sitting in front of Google. When he is trying to search some information, Google is suggesting something else. He says, "Dear Google, please do not behave like my wife. Please allow me to complete sentence before you start guessing and suggesting." So sometimes what happens, we start doing something, but something else it is suggesting because it is in his own idea. Material world people pursue like this. You say something, somebody else will interpret it as something else. So he was wondering, a married person is wondering, when I am in love, wonders happen. But once I get married, I wonder what happened. Everything changed. So finally he comes to the philosophy of marriage. At the beginning, every wife treats her husband as God. But after some time, what happens? The alphabets change. She treats her husband as dog. So finally, he came to the conclusion, what is marriage? His suggestion to the next generation. He is saying, marriage is the seventh sense of humans that destroys all the six senses and makes the person nonsense. So because material understanding is superficial. Nowadays, marriages are not made with proper mentality. External attractions are the basis for marriage. Once the external attractions are gone, the relationship in that marriage is lost. So once a man was so frustrated that he was asking God, "My dear Lord, girls are cute and pretty and simple, but wives are very difficult to understand and they are always angry. Why so?" God said, "I only created girls, you made them wives. That is your problem, that's not my problem." So finally he came to the experience. It is said, always keep your spouse picture as mobile screensaver. Whenever you face a problem, see the picture and say, if I can handle this, I can handle anything. So, some funny aspects for us. So sometimes they are all reality truth. You should not get like a joking situation. They are reality in the material world. But divine pastimes are such thing beyond our understanding. This is one specific pastime with Lord Jagannatha. So there are many personalities who come to have darshan of Lord Jagannatha every day. The last arati it is called as Pahuda. So various personalities including demigods and higher personalities every day they come to have darshan of Lord Jagannatha. And they submit the report what is happened for that day to Lord Jagannatha. So in that arati Lord will be given a shayana where beautiful ivory based small beds were kept and the small relics, small deity forms are placed onto the bed and the last arati is offered and shayana is offered to the Lord and all the the Lord will be, the bed will be arranged by fragrant flowers. So all the Lord will be given a like good night's sleep and that flowers were offered to all the demigods so that they can take the prasadam of Lord Jagannatha and they can go back home. So one day when this program was happening, there was one demigoddess by name Charchika of the village of name Banki. Somehow she became late to attend that program. She could not come on time. So Balarama got angry and he was standing at the door and he asked, "My dear mother, you are late to the program. You cannot take it for granted. Whatever time you want and you can come and attend and you can disrespect the system. Everybody have to come on time for the arati of the Lord and you have disrespected the system. So I sincerely say that you have to be punished." So then see, first time when somebody was offended, so they became angry. Charchika also became angry. Then she started speaking against Balarama. See, you say you want to teach me something. I am such a supreme lady, I have 8 hands and the whole entire system is controlled by me. And you are a person with no hands, you are trying to control me. So Balarama also became little angrier. Then he said, one who is arrogant and proud, they are not allowed into the presence of the Lord. And she was made to stand till the end of the Arati. So in the meantime, she was also standing there and she was contemplating on the issue. Then good sense prevailed in her. Yes, I had done a mistake. I should not have disrespected Jagannatha. Jagannatha is very merciful, but his attendants also have to be treated very nicely. So she was feeling very sad. And in the meantime, all the program got over. All the demigods were coming outside and all the pujaris were winding up the temple. They were also proceeding. So she was standing at the entrance of the 22 steps. When you enter that Battis Pajicha, that is at steps where she was standing there. So again Balarama came back and informed Jagannatha had given this serious punishment to you. Since you have not attended the system properly, it is a punishment to you because you have offended not me, the pujari, the head of the pujari who was offering that arati. You have offended him. So it is your duty to go and serve that pujari, whose name is Bitracha Mahapatra. He is that senior pujari whom you have offended by not participating in his ceremony. So it is your duty to go and serve in his house and become his servant. So when this message was delivered, so she said, thank you very much. I understand the mood of the Lord. He is for some specific pastime. He wanted to prove the supremacy of the devotees and sometimes and the arrogant personality, if we become, how we have to be corrected, even though I am in the demigod status. So she accepted a position and she said, whenever Lord gives me, then only I will come and have darshan of the Lord. So till then I will be serving that great personality. She became like a widow with a white dress. She covered herself before all the people could come out. She left that area. She went to the house of Batraicha Mahapatra, and at that time this person was sitting at the outside door because he just came from finishing the arati, winding up the temple. He was sitting there. So when she saw this lady, he called her, my dear mother, whom are you waiting for? I have never seen you in this area. Are you looking for somebody? Or are you looking for my own house? So when he said like that, it is dead of the night and whom are you looking for? So this lady said, my dear sir, I went to have darshan of Lord Jagannatha. When I paid obeisances, Lord Jagannatha ordered me to go and serve you in your house, to become a maid servant in your house. So on his order, I came to your house to be your servant. Please give me shelter so that I can stay in your house and start serving you. So he is also an elderly man. His wife is also little elderly. Recently his mother passed away. So by seeing her, he was always remembering his mother. He was saying, my dear mother, you can always stay at my house. You are like my mother. So you can always be here and whatever service you can do, please do. I don't have any objection. So she was given an opportunity to stay in his house. So she every day used to clean the altar. She used to clean the paraphernalia. She used to make the things ready, flowers, boga to cook. So she was helping the wife in all the household activities. And she was doing so nicely, so perfectly. The wife was also relieved of the household anxiety. And everything was so nice in that program. And whenever Jagannath Katha used to happen, she used to go into ecstasy. So whenever people used to come, whenever they used to see, they used to wonder, such a great lady, she is able to perform so perfectly, so nicely. And when she used to hear about Jagannatha, when she used to go to ecstasy, why she is not going to have darshan of Lord Jagannatha? Every day she is staying here only. She is not moving out of the house. So they one day questioned, why you are not coming and having a darshan of Lord Jagannatha when whole world is coming to have darshan? She said, my dear people, please forgive me. Everything happens by the fortune. It is my fate. So whenever Lord Jagannatha sanctioned, that day I will have darshan. Today, I am not eligible. I am just waiting for his sanction so that I can have darshan. She never revealed her position. So one day, there was a severe storm in that area. So it became very dark. Everything vanished. And somehow, in that heavy rain, the pujari finished the ritual and he came back home. So some way he could find the house. When he came home, he was knocking the door. From inside, the girl came and opened. And when she saw he was fully drenched, so he said, are you still awake? It was very difficult for me to even find the house. The route was so difficult, it was so dark. So how you are able to stay? She said, the evening I had lighted the lamp. I was waiting for you. Just now before you came, that lamp got switched off. So that's what I was been waiting for you, that you will come home in this very dark. So somebody has to receive you. So he handed over the prasadam. He went to the next room and to change his wet clothes. So he was asking that lady, if somehow or other, if you can light one more lamp, it would be very nice. So when he requested, yes, she said, I will light one more lamp. She expanded for her form, so huge form, that because there was one lamp which is always light on the top, like Jagannatha's chakra, there was always one lamp which is lighting. So she picked up light from there to light the torch in his house. So he was wondering, in such a short span, how she was able to light the lamp. There was no matchbox. He did not carry any opportunity to light the lamp. It was she could not go to next neighbor's house because they are all sleeping and it is dead raining. How she was able to light the lamp? Then he wondered and he asked her, how it is possible that you are able to light this lamp in such a short span? Then she revealed her form, that she was that goddess Charchika, and she took a huge form like a universal form, where she was able to get connected with the lamp which was lit on the Jagannatha's kalasha. So when he saw that huge form, he became very astonished. Then he begged her, my dear mother, please reveal to me, who are you? Why have you accepted this position of a servant in my house? You are such a great personality. Why are you serving me? Then she started explaining about all the scenario, how she was cursed by the Lord to stay in his house and how she was asked to serve him. So after hearing everything, he said, my dear mother, please forgive me for engaging you. Tomorrow morning itself, I will pray to Lord Jagannatha to give you opportunity to back to serve you his regular thing and go back and do your respective duties. So that day, next day morning, while going away, he said, my dear mother, please go to your respective place. Then she said, you have been very nice to me, you have taken care of me like your daughter. So what benediction can I give? He said, my dear mother, I don't want anything. I am very happy in the service of Lord Jagannatha. I only want to have your darshan once again. So she said, you will have my darshan regularly. So go and have darshan in your puja room. As soon as he entered the puja room, from the earth, a deity of that a stone deity just then emerged, so that he could have darshan of the deity every day. So then next day morning, when he went to the temple, he offered prayers to Lord Jagannatha. He requested on his behalf, please forgive her and please allow her back to have his darshan. So next day night, when she came for having darshan, Balarama welcomed her into the temple. So when she went in front of Lord Jagannatha, Jagannatha was very happy that you have served my servant, so I am very happy with you. So I wanted to give you a benediction. From today, you will be the in charge of my Ratha. Nandi Kosha, whenever the chariot goes out, you will be the in charge deity and you will take care of my personal protection. So in that way, she has been blessed with a higher position in the service of the Lord. So such are the pastimes which are inconceivable for us. So even today we can have that darshan of the deity which is there in that pujari's house for last 600 years. This happened in 13th century. And even today that deity is being worshipped in that head pujari's house. So Lord performs unique pastimes, and today is the Snana Yatra. Today is actual birthday of Lord Jagannatha. Today, first time Lord Jagannatha was revealed to the whole world by Indradyumna Maharaj. And because the deity was established by ceremonial bath, Avibruta Snana, that ritual is still continued, that every year Lord takes bath and he becomes sick for a period of Anavasara. For a period of 15-20 days he becomes sick, and again he gives darshan on Ratha Yatra day. So today is an opportunity how Lord had performed his unique pastime as Jagannatha, so that people, the whole world can have his darshan. Because every time, very few people are given opportunity, very people of like the baby, only Hindus are allowed inside the temple. So, but today Lord comes out to give audience to everyone, that he is there for everyone, everybody can have his darshan. So Lord is more merciful in that way. So we'll understand more about him in the further classes. I'll stop here. Any questions or doubts? The Yadavas are mostly the demigods who have been assigned by the Lord to take birth to assist him in his Leela in his material world. So because they have been serving the Lord, they are the Lord's faithful servants. They had come here and they had taken part. In that also different demigods are there, different levels of demigods are also there. So superior people were also there, some inferior people were also there, some materially qualified people were also there, they have been placed there. Like the different personalities got an opportunity to take part in the Lord's Leela. So personal Vaikuntha, so Paramatma also it is there on the personality of the Lord. That in the Vaikuntha form, it is that personality whom they have been approaching, four-armed form. So that's why they got an opportunity to enter into Vaikuntha in the form of Dwarkadish. That is the mood in the Vaikuntha Leela, Dwarka Leela means. The Lord of opulences. So they could associate, no problem. That's a personal form. Because all yogis who are achieved perfection in Paramatma, they enter into Vaikuntha. Because they have fixed on the form of that Paramatma with full opulences in the heart. Okay? Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai Gaur Premanand.
హరే కృష్ణ గోల్డెన్ టెంపుల్ వారి మరో అపురూప కానుక హరే కృష్ణవాణి ఆధ్యాత్మిక మాసపత్రిక. ఇప్పుడు మొబైల్ యాప్ ద్వారా కూడా సులభంగా పత్రికలు చదువుకునే సౌకర్యం, వార్షిక సభ్యత్వం, భగవద్గీత, భాగవత ప్రవచనాలు, స్ఫూర్తి సందేశాలు, ఇంకా మరెన్నో సదుపాయాలతో హరే కృష్ణవాణి మొబైల్ యాప్ నేడే డౌన్లోడ్ చేసుకోండి. మరిన్ని వివరాల కోసం కాల్ చేయండి 9133